Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Puder. Conversations with leading experts in business. Today, I have the most incredible guest, Daniel Puder. Daniel is a social entrepreneur, an undefeated MMA fighter, and WWE Tough Enough champ. Our topic today is emotional intelligence and leadership. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate you.
We're really looking forward to a conversation with you today, Daniel. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that you're not offering legal advice or legal assistance. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so a lot of these experiences that I've experienced in life, building companies and everything else, it's just wisdom that I've gained to be able to create results that we get.
We're super looking forward to hearing your wisdom, so let's get started. Can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself, your business, and how you help your clients with emotional intelligence and leadership?
Yeah, so a lot of people in life, they start learning and creating their beliefs from in their subconscious from 0 to 5. And what I find is that a lot of people aren't taught two things: how to choose their beliefs and how to choose their emotions. Because our beliefs are always created on other beliefs. And so when we're formed in our womb even, there are sounds and feelings and creations of beliefs that we start analyzing even before being born. And so what I get to do is help executives, top teams around the country, corporations grow because they start to analyze two major things: their circumstances and their feelings that come from their beliefs. And when they can start analyzing those and understanding those, they can choose to keep them or they can choose not to keep them. And if they don't keep them, then we help them understand then what their vision and their purpose is, how to build their teams, how to commit, how to follow through. So it's amazing to get a snapshot of what we're able to do for humans to be able to create real results that are long-term and that stay with them.
We're definitely on the same page, Daniel. Programming has a lot to answer for, and I agree with you that it starts when we are younger, up to 5. And I totally agree with you that changing your beliefs, changing your choices and circumstances, you can really get better results in life. I am living proof of that. And you've really touched on some great points there. Who are your customers? Who are your clients?
So we work in a couple different sectors with our branding agency, because what I find is once you understand your beliefs, then we help you brand yourself, whether personal or professional. And so we have two different segments of how we help people. On one side, it's going in and it's helping whether the employee that just got a job, that just came out of high school or college, to the executive. What I find is that when the executives are not on the same page, when a company brings us in and goes, the CEO goes, oh yeah, go train 50 of my employees. Then long term, if the executive doesn't go through the same experience, then it's harder for them to relate and connect. And so what we've done, for instance, even in our company, is before you get a job in our company, you get to run through a 2-day program called our Emotional Intelligence Leadership White Belt Training, which is 2 days. It's fun, it's interactive, it plays games, but it helps people framework out their beliefs and their emotions. And then the second side is once somebody starts understanding who they are and what they stand for, we can start helping them brand, whether the company, and our branding agency, My Life, My Brand, We help build their structure of who they are, whether websites, video content, and we help support them in their growth as a person and with the collective and their team as a corporation.
What really stood out for me there, Daniel, was knowing who you are and what you stand for. That goes back to knowing your values, which is so important, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe that values are a huge thing. And I believe that most people don't understand their values, number one. And number two, I believe that they don't understand that they can create their values based upon who they want in their life and what their objectives are, whether their legacy or their purpose. And so I think that the value system that we create as humans can also be off track. It can also, people can influence it if you aren't really committed to what you say you're committed to. So people are willing to get off track of their value system a lot of time based upon maybe what they might lose. It's a fear-based context of how they're living.
What really stood out for me there, and I think it's really important for our listeners too, you can choose your values. You can create your own values. That is a really good point, Daniel. Do you recall a specific aha moment that led to the launch of your business?
Yeah, so I think the number one thing was understanding that in our world, we are fighting for something rather than loving ourselves. And when I was going through some challenges, contract challenges with my pro fight career, I really started to analyze, why am I doing it? And understanding that I worked so hard for something and being caught in a contract for 18 months and wasn't under exclusive deal, and they didn't fight me, pay me, or release me, was so challenging to who I was, because I didn't understand what the purpose was and why would somebody else want to hurt one of their athletes. And it's interesting how I could have spoke up more, how I could have done other things to get what I wanted. And I could have shifted industry, which I did eventually, is getting out of the pro sports career. And that aha moment of like, wow, I want to make a bigger impact in people's lives. I want to create a new generation of people that treat people how I want to be treated. And that's what we get to do now with our private school system, to our branding agency, to our Mindful Power Institute's emotional intelligence training. Like, whatever I get to do now is, I'm so blessed every day to see the results.
That's really amazing, Daniel. And what stands out for me there is you've changed your belief systems and you've created your reality too. What really motivates you to jump out of bed every single morning?
I would say I get to be a light in this world. And within my corporation, my family, to my friends, the people that I get to inspire every day and that I see grow, I don't help people grow per se. A lot of people say, "Oh, I help that person." Well, you help them see something that they then did. And so my goal in life is not to per se do things for people or help people get somewhere, but it's to inspire them to do it themselves. And when they're inspired, then we can really create massive growth around the world, because now we're able to impact more people's lives. I mean, just in my Preparatory Academy in Miami here. We have 38 kids now, and it's amazing to be able to see these kids. They were whether expelled or didn't fit into the school or in juvenile hall or foster care, whatever those situations were. And because what we're doing is we're creating the value in their life so that they understand what they want to create and that they understand how to do it, because we give them those stepping stones. So getting out of bed every morning is really a blessing to be that light and to inspire more people to be a light.
You couldn't have said that any better. What sets your business apart, and what unique need are you filling for your customers and clients?
Yes, so the main thing that sets us apart from any other business that I've seen is before you can even join our business, you get to go through specific trainings that we've created. So whether you become a teacher at our school or one of our branding agents, or you build websites for us, for clients, whatever that is, or run our after school program for a nonprofit, any of these companies, you get to go through the same exact training. And if you want to have a growth mindset, if you want to be an amazing human, if you want to get and live the dreams that you've always dreamed, then we can help you achieve those things. But what sets us apart is our culture of how we set it up in the beginning. Most companies, they hire people and they don't actually see the functionality or how that person processes, like they do interviews. And so all of our team, we don't even call them employees, but our team members, our partners around the country, they have the same culture and we have the same experiences and we analyze things. Now, we have done trainings and people go through it and then they say, you know what, this is not what I want. And so I look at how do we create the best culture that, I mean, anybody can build a website, right? But I understand how to serve a customer and I have the culture. And so we operate at a different level, we fall through, and we really, really, really care about the client because we're purpose driven. We're not success driven about just, giving them money. We're really there and we're willing to spend a little bit extra time to build long-term relationships with our clients.
Why is your service especially important in today's modern world?
So the two major services I would say are, number one, from our institute. It's our emotional intelligence leadership training. What I find is people want to grow. They want to become the best version of themselves when they understand their real vision and purpose. Not everybody right away wants to grow because it's sometimes becomes vulnerable. And so we help people see, like, I'm one of the toughest humans in the world as a pro fighter, and I can also become vulnerable and open to, go deep. And because I don't analyze myself as, a wimp, that's just a different point of view. I analyze myself as I can open up and be connected to humans. So I think what we've created with our institute is amazing. I think on the other side, what we've done with our branding agency, my partner, Brittany Lozano, is a rock star. She's a genius on how she builds out brands, how she builds websites, video content. On my LinkedIn, you can see a video we just did on our school, the graphics, the shots. So I'm looking at, two major things on what we're able to give, but it's really purpose driven on helping people understand who they are and really helping them grow to become the next level, whether in their personal life or their professional life.
And can you share more detail on the kinds of service and products you offer?
Yeah, so people go through our institute and we have 4 trainings. We have our white, red, black, and black belts. We have 4 different experiences that we've created. And what we found is in our white belt, it's kind of like martial arts, right? You start off, slow, you gain a little bit. So I want to help people understand their framework of how they operate, why they do what they do, how they grow, how they learn, listen, and then we go a little bit deeper in our red. In our black, we actually go deeper, but we help people design their own experiences in life. Because I find so many people are going out there and selling product versus solving problems. Like in school and college, they taught me, go in and talk about the price and place and promotion and product and design something around that. And at the end of the day, it's finding the person that is in need of a solution in their company and solving their problem. So how do you get to that person? I mean, you can do all this design work and marketing and branding, but at the end of the day, finding those people and understanding who that specific person is, but then showing them how you can solve their problem is the biggest thing, because you can run ads, you can run, pictures, you can do pictures, you can do so much. But it's interesting how to connect to humans. And I find when humans can connect faster because they listen to understand and they help people see what they couldn't see, that's what we're able to do with our institute is help people grow and connect. And on the branding agency, we build websites, but in the beginning, what's interesting is we don't take every client. We want purpose-driven clients. So if clients are only about money and success, if they don't want to create something that's going to impact the world, I don't need more clients. We're growing at a good pace. We're going to double our size this year. I mean, it's going fast. But what I want good people that we can really do purpose-driven messages. And I'll give you a quick example. I was on the phone with a guy who runs a real estate company, and to be able to run a real estate company, he's selling like luxury for Airbnb. And to create these results, he's telling people, oh, you can make a ton of money, you can create this, you can create that. And at the end of the day, I said, here's the deal. What happens when somebody doesn't make money? Like, are they going to stick around? Or what happens if you give them a real purpose? Like, what are they going to do with that money? Why do they do that? Why do they, like what you said, why do you wake up in the morning? What drives you? Is it the money? Because you're going to be going after money. Or is it after really impacting people's lives? Having fun, enjoying life? Because so many people are after the money instead of the experience. They say, hey, go make money, and then you can take a couple of days off so that you can have fun or you can enjoy life. Instead of, why not take a couple of days off? And so it's interesting how we're told to go do one thing, but so that we can then go do another thing. But we can skip that first step. So we get to be able to help people with their brand. And it's amazing to be able to see we're working with some awesome clients right now that are in the stem cell world, and then some other speakers and trainers that are creating such an impact around the world with people, healing people, supporting people. So I'm super blessed.
And what I'm taking from that, Daniel, there are two questions I always ask myself. Who do you help and what problems do you solve? And everything else falls into place after that. And you really touched on that there with really going out and solving problems. I would imagine you have all sorts of client success stories. What is one that really stands out?
So I was doing a training with our institute last year, and this woman was going through the training. This is probably about 4 months ago. And she finished the 2 days, and she comes up to me and she goes, I want to let you know that I wouldn't have needed therapy for the last 30 years if I would have gone through this 30 years ago. And I looked at her and I said, why? She goes, I went through some challenges as a kid, and she tells her basic story. She goes, I interpreted that I was bad and wrong and I wasn't loved and all this stuff. And she finally took a stand on how she interprets life, on how she's creating her belief and how she's going to get results for her vision and purpose. And it's amazing to be able to see when somebody can wake up and they can choose something different to create a different result that will serve their vision and purpose. And so we have these all the time. It's amazing with our kids every day. I mean, people can follow our MLMPI Preparatory Academy. We're taking what we've done with the corporate world, and we started our own high school and middle school, because now my middle school kids have LinkedIn accounts. Now my middle school kids show up on time. Now my middle school kids that are being expelled from other schools for fighting or whatever else, we're giving them purpose. We're showing them how to give themselves purpose. And so it's amazing to be able to see how we're able to really help others grow and see what's possible.
That's great for success stories, Daniel, and especially with the children and the kids that you're helping, it's really inspiring. How do clients typically hear about you, and are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
Yeah, so with our institute and the experiences, a lot of it has been through organizations, and we're expanding. We've been slammed with organizations. Now we're starting to open it up because we've trained a bunch of our trainers to be the next gen of our black belt trainers. So it's amazing. And with our branding agency, what we found is we've run our whole agency on not doing any ads. It's all word of mouth. And we've built it from the ground up over the last couple of years. And it's been a huge blessing. And people go, how did you get into it? And I'm like, at the end of the day, I branded myself as a pro athlete. I help my friends brand themselves. So it's amazing to be able to see, we talk about it a little bit on shows like this, but I haven't pushed too many because we are so slammed, and we pick and choose our clients now. And if our clients really want to make some type of impact in this world, we'll take them. So we're being more picky on who we work with.
Daniel, you're doing amazing work in this world, especially I've saw you a lot to do with being an advocate for bullying. I've seen you speaking. I've seen you working in the school with the children. I find your work fascinating. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
You know, I really appreciate what you do and you know, who you are, and thank you for, you know, letting me, you know, interview you last month. And you know, it's great to build relationships nationally and internationally with people who think and want the same thing in this world. So I appreciate you, and have an amazing day, bro.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Please, can you tell our audience how they can connect with you, how they can follow you?
Yeah, anybody can go to mylifemypower.com, mylifemybrand.com. You can go to danielpuder.com, or you can email me directly if I can support you, dp@mylifemypower.org.
Thank you so much for being on the show today, Daniel. I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Have an amazing day.
You too. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show with your host, Mark Stephen Puder, conversations with leading experts in business.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.